All right, FightHype.com, Sean Tatel here, joined with one of the top 3 rated super bantamweights in the entire world, Ronny Rios, rated number 3 by the WBC, coming back in action on DAZN against Oscar Negrete, February 13th in California. Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. fighting Jason Quigley. Ronny, man, you're rated number 3 in the world right now by the WBC. Do you feel like you're closing in on a world title fight?
I mean, I feel like I was this past year, but the thing at the same time, like, we were supposed to fight for that world title, but it never materialized. So now we've had our eyes on Negrete because we've obviously known for a while about this fight. So we've just been focused on Negrete. To be honest with you, I'm not overlooking anybody. I'm not looking past towards him. I'm not looking at any world champion. I'm just focused at the fighter that's in front of me, and that's Negrete.
What are your thoughts on Oscar Negrete?
I mean, I have nothing respect for that guy, man. I know him pretty well. He comes to fight. He's a tough guy. You know, but I told him, I told the other people, because we did a face-off, and I told both of them, I have a lot of respect for you outside of the ring, but once that bell sounds, all that respect goes out the window, man, because he wants what I want too, and that's, I mean, at least I want to be the best. I don't know about him. I don't just want a payday. I want to be the best.
And so do you know this guy for some years? Did you used to spar him or?
Yeah. Yeah, we've known each other for about 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe 3. Well, we've known each other for more, but we've known each other, like, better for 2 years because we started going to his gym and we started sparring with him and stuff like that. So we've known him for a good 2-3 years. We've known him longer, but it was never we just like high and by. It wasn't like, oh, how you doing? We sparred, then we talked. It was like 2 or 3 years where we've actually known each other pretty well.
Did you guys spar knowing that there's a good chance you'll fight one day?
No, I never did. I just went out there. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really go out there with intentions of looking in the past. Right now, I'm just focused on what I have to do now. When I was sparring with him, I was getting ready to come back to the forum, and then I think I sparred with him for the Diego fight, and then I don't not remember. Oh, yeah, I did spar with him afterwards. So we've probably sparred for 2 or 3 fights in my past. But I never knew I was going to fight him, you know, so I was never focused on it. But I was just focused on what I have to do. Whatever I have to do to win is what I'm going to have to do.
You know, we saw Josh Franco become world champion during 2020, and Oscar Negrete had 3 razor-close fights with him. Oscar Negrete went the distance with Ray Vargas. So those are his 2 losses going the distance. Is it a goal of yours at all to try and be the first guy to stop this guy or get a knockout?
Everybody's been saying that, to be honest with you, but I'm not looking for a knockout. I'm looking to win. Not only a win, I just don't want to go out there and win. And win boring. I want to go out there and win impressively. If that means stopping them, then that would be awesome. But I'm not looking for the stoppage. I'm not going to go out there and get carried away and not listen to my game plan. I have a couple of game plans in front of me, and that's my goal.
Was there ever a time in your career where you went out there looking for a KO and it hurt you, or?
Yes. And it hurt me in a very bad way. I ended up losing.
So that's probably part of why
I
imagine you're saying, you know, you're not going to go out there looking for a KO.
Of course, man. Like, I've been training for months now. And I'm not going out there, I'm going to hit him hard and hopefully drop him. No, man, I just got to keep chipping him away like a tree and stuff. You know, if he falls, and he falls. I'm not focused on that. I'm not worried about that. I'm just going out there. I got to listen to the game plan. That's the thing. And I want to fight the best, like I said. So my goal is to go out there and win, and not just win, but win impressively.
What do you think of the guy holding the title right now, the WBC world champion, Luis Neri? What do you think of him in his most recent performance?
To be honest, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I mean, they never said that we were gonna fight him. So I wasn't really focused on him. I was more focused on Brandon Figueroa because supposedly we were supposed to fight him last year, and that fight never happened. So
were you ever told why it fell out, or it just didn't come through for whatever reason?
I mean, we said yes to the fight. We haven't turned anybody down. The fight never happened. I don't know why. He has his reasons, but like I said, I'm not focused on the people that didn't want to fight. I'm focused on the people that want to fight, and that's Negrete.
Mm. I mean, I gotta ask you though. That probably. Do you think stylistically that would be a great fight, you and Figueroa? Because he's this tall kid, but he likes to get inside, and we know you're a good inside fighter.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because of experience. You know, I haven't seen him fight anybody like in the top 10, so it's hard to say. I can't, like I always say, I can't compare myself to other fighters that have fought him because, you know, I'm different. I'm not saying that, oh, you know, I'm the best. I'm just saying that every fighter is different. I always try to find a way to find holes in my opponents, and you know, like I said, the guys he's fought, I don't know who they are.
You know, let's say, you know, of course you win the fight and you move closer to that WBC title fight with the Luis Neri. He talks a lot of trash. Is that something you think that would bring another level out of you, give you even extra motivation, or what do you think, Ronnie?
You know what? Not really.
Do fighters talking trash ever motivate you or anything like that? No.
Not at all. They can be respectful. They can be cool. They can be trash talking. At the end of the day, like I told you, man, I just want to win. That's it. I want to win impressively. I don't care if he's talking trash or I don't care if he's talking bad about so and so. It's just, you know. But you know what? If everything goes as good, I think I'm ranked higher in the WBA than I am in the WBC. So I think I would have to go after somebody in the WBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked the rankings right before, and I thought I only, you know, but looking quickly, I thought I only saw WBC because I thought WBA would be there too. But, yeah, the WBA champion is Akhmad Aliyev. You ever had the chance to see him fight too, Ronnie? Or
yeah, I did. I saw him fight against Danny Roman, and yeah, that's a good fight. Now I would love to fight. I would love to fight him. I call him MJ. Yeah, I call him MJ. I would love to fight MJ, you know. But right now, like I said, I'm not overlooking anybody. Right now, I'm just focused on Negrete. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you know, I'm gonna beat so and so. Like right now, I just gotta go out there and I gotta perform to the best of my ability. And then come February 13th after the fight, then we could talk.
Gotta ask you too though about the other two guys. What did you think of Stephen Fulton and Angelo Leo's fight?
Yeah, I didn't see that fight.
Didn't see it either.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like I only start watching tapes when I'm scheduled to fight that person. Yeah, like I've been watching a lot of Negrete's tapes. I've been watching my tapes too because obviously, like I said, like sometimes you learn more looking at yourself than you do your opponent because like, oh, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. You know, like I said, I gotta get it down to the T. I gotta even for the Diego fight, I seen some mistakes in my technique that I have to fix. You know, and I just think that
you could share with us that you feel like you can show and get better at technically.
Yeah. I mean, I just gotta look at it from my opponent's perspective because they're obviously looking at tapes of me. So I gotta think, okay, if I was my opponent and I'm watching my fights, what do I see that I'm doing wrong? So I gotta correct those, or I had to correct those. It's more important because at the end of the day, you know, every fighter is different. I can see all the tapes of my opponent, but you know, we all fight different. I gotta look at tapes about myself and see what somebody else is gonna take advantage of me.
Mm-hmm. And man, I just, you know, it's been over 5 years now, but do you have any memories fighting on that great Canelo Cotto card? Like that was, they called it like the Latino Super Bowl that weekend, and you pulled off an upset. You beat Jason Velez, and he was set up to win that fight. Do you have any memories on that weekend?
Yeah, man, that was an awesome memory. I remember everything. I remember from the press conference to I think we had a media workout inside the casino. And I remember that was the first time I saw Jason Velez. He had like this weird sauna suit. It wasn't even a sauna suit. I think it was made out of like not saran wrap. What's it called? When you put on your food. I can't remember. Yeah, so he had that, plastic. And it wasn't even plastic. It was like shiny. I remember he was working out, and I remember my coach was like, "Oh man, he must be struggling with weight because it's a media workout. It's not like we're gonna sweat. You're just doing it just for show." So I didn't think much of it, and then obviously the press conference, the fight. I just remember, you know, I was like, "Oh man, I really want to win this fight." I remember warming up in the ring. I was like, "All right, you know, I want to win this fight." And then during the fight, I remember he was a tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really tough dude. I did feel like he was kind of fading a little bit towards the end, but then afterwards, I remember I had a cut on my left hand, and I remember you can see the blood through my wraps. If you look at the post pictures of the fight, you can see the blood on my wraps. I remember afterwards, I went to the back. They stitched me up. That hurt because I had to do the injections. So they stitched me up, and then it was just awesome, man. After the fight, we went from the dressing room to our hotel room, and I kid you not, it took us like a good hour to get there because people were like, "Oh, you know," it was just awesome. It was a whole cool. It was a different experience. It was cool, man.
Yeah, it's huge fight weekend, and again, you know, Cotto was promoting Velez, and he was set up to win that day, and you came in that night and pulled off an upset. So that was a great fight.
Yeah.
Also, man, just a quick one before we get going too is I know you're from Compton.
I was born in Compton. Yeah.
Did you start boxing out in Compton too, or by the time you started boxing, you didn't live in Compton anymore?
No. I left Compton at the age of 4.
Okay.
Yeah. My parents divorced, and then I ended up moving to Santa Ana at the age of 4. So I was raised in Santa Ana. That's why I was represent Santa Ana, because, you know, that's where I grew up. That's where my earliest memories were, and I actually still live here.
Yeah, it's just surprisingly, you'd think we'd have more top fighters born in Compton. You know, it's a famous neighborhood known as a rough place where strong people come from. But, you know, but really you're Santa Ana's finest then, huh?
I mean, I hope so. I was born here. Hopefully, I like to rep Santa Ana. Hopefully they can take me in as their own, even though I was born in Compton, you know. I was born in Martin Luther King Hospital.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. And before I let you go too, you know, speaking of that Canelo card, he trains with Ryan Garcia. Ryan might be fighting Manny Pacquiao. We don't know if it's going to happen, and if it does happen, we don't know if it's exhibition or a real fight. What do you think about it, Ronnie?
I mean, that's a tough fight, to be honest with you. That's a really tough fight, because Manny Pacquiao, man, that guy, even his last couple fights against Keith Thurman, you know, like these fighters, and for him to be calling out Manny Pacquiao, that's a big fight. I don't know. It just, people are saying that it's for the money. I have no idea, because Manny Pacquiao, that guy's a tough dude. Ryan Garcia is a natural 135 pounder. So what fight is this gonna be made at?
He is, like you said, natural 135, but he's a tall kid, you know. And
Yeah.
you think he could put that weight on just fine and go up to a 40 or a 47? You know, Manny's a guy who started small too.
Yeah, 112. I mean, I can see Ryan putting on the weight good, but I just think it would be a matter of time. I still think he's too young to put on muscle in a couple of weeks. It would have to be in a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. Not just one fight.
Not just one fight. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna lock myself up for 6 weeks and, you know, lift weights. It's a whole different. You got to grow into it. You know.
Do you want to see it happen as a fan?
You know what? I would want to see Ryan Garcia against like David Haney. Honestly, man, Ryan Garcia, he did it. He put a hell of a performance in his last fight, and I'm not just saying this because we're in the same promoter. I'm being honest. Like he showed he had a lot of heart, man. He showed championship material from coming from a knockout like that. Me as a fighter, I've been knocked down, and I was never able to regain like my cool after that. So he showed a lot of heart, man. He showed that he could come through with that knockdown and everything.
Well, I know you'll be showing a lot of heart February 13th on DAZN, man. Anything else you want to say before we see you take the ring in a couple weeks against Oscar Negrete?
I mean, honestly, man, right now we're finishing up camp. It's been a hell of a camp. I know everybody wishes it's been a hell of a camp, but this has been a tremendous camp. Probably one of the best camps ever, physically and mentally. I want to throw that out there. For a lot of fighters out there, the mental side is more important than the physical side. So it's been a hell of a camp, and I just want to tell everybody out there to stay safe and tune in February 13th. You know, I've been waiting to come back, man. It's been such a long time. I'm excited to come back, and I'm even more excited because it's against Negrete. He's a tough dude. Like I said, these are the kind of fights that you get up for. You know, it's not just some regular guy. This is the fights that make you want to get better.
Well, thanks so much, Ronnie, man. I know you're closing in on a title shot for this year. But first up is Oscar Negrete. Thanks so much, man.
Oh, thank you, man. You have a nice day, man.
You too, Ronnie. Thanks, brother.
Of course.